Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I think it is because of the carbs. Carbs? No, throttle bodies, sorry. The throttle bodies aren't aligned. One on the left hand side is moving before the right hand side. So that might be the issue right there. So how I'm going to align these is I'm going to keep the left one as it is. The right one seems like it has more slack on the cable. All I'm going to do is just tighten that cable up a little bit more, so that when I pull the throttle, the left one and the right one moves in sync. So just here you have a little bolt and the throttle cable that goes down. Now I need to make sure that they move and sync up, but exactly the same on both sides. So let's give that a go. Oh, this side is very loose. No wonder why there's a lot of slack. Okay, right, they're aligned. So when balancing throttle bodies, you should use a vacuum tool, but this is just a quick little temporary solution. I think I'm killing the battery. Okay, so having a little look at these spark plugs here, we have the one from the right that seems to be okay, you know, it's a little bit dark, maybe a bit rich, but then the other side, the left side, is running really lean and hot. I have synchronized the throttle so that they both touch off at the same time and they're both fully open on the throttle at the same time, and that's why these might have been running at different temperatures. One was running quite lean whilst the other one was dumping a lot more fuel in. So we'll see how that goes. They were pretty mucky. They were really wet, so I think I flooded the bike when trying to start it. That's why it didn't start, because it did go to and then it just didn't. And also the gaps, they were totally off. Like one side was too far open and the other side was too far closed, and they weren't equal on the dual probe bits here. So I'll give them a quick clean up and I'm going to put them back in the bike and see if that was an issue for them. Hopefully all the little bits that I've just done will get the bike started. Nope. Still saying no. Got to find out why. I don't think there's enough voltage coming from the battery, but well, not voltage but ampage, like crank power. It was completely like dead. Maybe I need to go through a few cycles of charging it and discharging it and see whether that solves it, because every single time I go to start this bike it keeps resetting the clock. That tells me that the battery kind of is a bit kaput. I think what I'll do is I'll charge the battery up fully and then I'll get my voltmeter out and make sure it's above 12.6 at least. 12.6 for me is a very healthy battery and it should sustain that for a bit. If not, then it's all down to the amps and the crank power of the battery. It's probably gone. Maybe the cell's broke, or maybe the acid inside has dried up a bit. If it's dried up and desuffocated, I think that's the word, then the batteries will be no good anyway. One of the things I think it might be is the starter motor, so I'm just going to give that a try. I should really swap the battery over, but at the moment a new battery is with my dad and he is a 3-hour drive away, sometimes maybe 4, depending if you get caught in traffic or not. So I'm not going to be getting that anytime soon. I could order one, but the idea of this project is that I do not spend the money. Try and get this up, get on the trip. So I am going to look at the starter motor because it's here with me right now and I might as well just get on and have a look at it. It does sound rough anyway. I've heard what they're supposed to look like. This is a little bit clunky, so I want to have a look at this. So I'm going to show you how to do that quickly. I'm going to separate an Allen key bolt here. That just pops off. Oh, I need to get one of my little magnet trays. I really do love my little magnet trays. So here you have a power point, so you need to just unclip that. Oh, okay, so after trying to start the bike, this feels really hot and it looks a little bit old. So you have a couple of clips, one clip that comes out quite easily. You also have on the top that runs to your battery on this brass bolt coming out. So I'm just gonna undo that. There is also a lot of oil down the back of this engine, which I will take a look at some point, just not in this video. First things first, I need to disconnect the battery, and the reason I'm disconnecting the battery is because quite a lot of power going through this wire, and I know the bike's off, but just in case, I just want to disconnect the battery so that nothing bad happens and I don't blow anything. So I'm going to start just by removing the negative here, and that's because I don't want to put it on the positive, because if this hits any of the frame or anything, it will arc out and more likely cause damage to the electrical system on the bike. If you notice anything wrong about this bike, put it down in the comments so that I can attend to it, because as I'm working on this bike, this is a new sort of bike. I'm normally used to the sports bike and inline fours and everything, and I know my stuff on them, but the way this bike has been designed is totally different to anything that I've worked on before in the past. But being that I am very mechanically knowledgeable, and I could rip this engine apart and rebuild it and the whole bike, no problem. Just means that with this one, kind of learning a little bit at the same time about new ways it's been built. And yes, like I mentioned in one of my videos, first thing I did when I bought this is I bought a Haynes manual, and I'm waiting for that to turn up any day. It's always good to have that bit of knowledge. Let's get back to that start motor. Okay, can you see that clearly enough? Good. What do I think it is? 13. Let's try. Haha, yeah, on the first go. Let's have a little talk about why I've decided to go onto YouTube, do how-tos and share adventures. It's because I see a lot of people getting ripped off by all sorts of shops and mechanics. Not everybody can afford to take their bike into a dealer to have it worked on, have it fixed. And being that I haven't got much money, I've had to learn all by myself over the years. So a good tip with unlocking these is get one with a ball on the end, because I believe there's one around the back somewhere and it's a little bit tricky to get to. Well, there's quite a bit of oil on there. I wonder if that oil is because the clutch slaver's gone. One up here. Oh, blimey, that's tough. That one was a little bit solid. So yeah, this is sort of like my little gift to the world. And you guys can gift by hitting that like, subscribing, putting the bell notifications to all, and make sure you watch all of my videos to the end. I don't think I needed to undo that bolt. So I'm going to put it back in. Alright, there should be another bolt. Yep, and there is, just under the bottom right here. Oh look, it's already coming out. I'm not kidding, a toddler could have done that. Well, to me, the clutch looks good. I'm going to show you now how to test the starter motor when it's off the bike. Now, normally I would pull the battery off the bike. I have tested the battery. It has got good power. It's at the moment at 12.7 I tested it at. I'm going to put my positive on first, and then I'm going to put my negative on. And now that I've got my jumper cables ready, what you're going to want to do is get a cable just like this, okay, so that you can bypass the start switch, which is just there. I'm going to leave that off so that when I'm ready, I'll just tap it on there and it will start it up. Just get it in the position so you can see, all of you can see this. So I'm going to leave this wire loose. I'm going to attach the negative to the body, and then I'm going to put the positive on. Now I'm just going to gently put my foot on here, but we should see this start to move. So that kind of tells me that this works absolutely fine. So I think it may be down to the battery. So since the starter motor is actually okay, I'm going to put this back in, and since the battery itself was completely flat, I think there may be something going on with the battery. I think maybe the crank power has gone inside it or something. So it looks like I'll have to wait for the battery from my dad before I can get this started. So there is an alignment hole just here, and there's a little prong bit that sticks out that's just a guide to align it all. So that is a very good idea. That went in nice and easy. Yeah, nice and easy. Just going to do it up a little bit. I'm not going to do it tight right now. As for this oil, I don't know where it's actually come from. I'm trying to have a little look. There's nothing up top. Okay, now I've got to tighten this bottom one up properly. Okay, that's nice and tight. And that's nice and tight. Unscrew the nut, put the positive on, and screw the nut back up. Just off camera, I gave it a quick little sand down on one of the bolts where it goes into, just so it gets a good earth. And when I say on the bolts, I mean on the housing itself, where the bolts go into. We know what dodgy earths are like. And now on this you have two locating pins there as well, and you just put them also into the starter. Then put the final nut back in. Final screw back in. Where's the hole? I'm having problems today. can't find the hole, lass. Oh, there it is. Found it. And I'm not doing that too tight, by the way. Don't do them too tight. Okay. Only thing for it is to wait for the battery. Okay. I think that I've solved the problem. Let's just fire it up and just see. I'll put my hand on the exhaust. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. My hand is on the exhaust. It hasn't actually fired up. It's tried to. But let's see. Well, that's good. Okay, awesome. To get this started, literally it was so simple in the end. All I did was I just cleaned the spark plugs out, which you saw, and the main thing that done it was the fuel that was in here. There was 15 litres of bad fuel. This tank was super heavy, and I did wonder why. I was like, well, these steel tanks are quite heavy, aren't they? I didn't actually realise. So it ended up I had 15 litres of really bad fuel. So I siphoned all that out. I put 5 litres of fresh fuel, super unleaded, into this, and there we have it. It just goes to show if a bike has been sitting around, get rid of that. And please do me a favour, hit that like, hit the subscribe and the bell notifications, put it to all. Doing this will just help the algorithm notice me more and push it out to new viewers. I just want to grow, I want to be able to do this for full time, and that would be awesome. Goodbye for now, and you ride safe.